Hi everyone, welcome back to my Flosstube. My name is Rachel, this is Lemonade Stitching, and today is my August 2025 wrap-up. If you're new to my Flosstube, these monthly wrap-ups are where I talk about all the cross-stitch that I got up to in the last month, and sometimes I mix in a couple other crafts and haul and goodies, just kind of depending on what the month looked like. So today, like I said, we're talking about all the cross stitch I got up to in August, and I do have lots to share. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in, and I'm actually gonna start with a finish. So first up, I've got Delft Blooms by Sprouting Lupine. This project, if you've been hearing me or any of my friends, Elizabeth from Frizzy Lizzy Stitches, Bridget the Museum Stitcher, or Cam from Cam the Stitcher talk about our whip exchange project, this was mine. I finally have it back and it is officially completed. So when I got this back from Elizabeth, it had, I think, like 900 stitches left to finish. So I got a finish out as quickly as I could. I'll hold it back so you can see the whole thing. And I'm just super excited to have this done. I want to FFO this as a bag. I have another pattern that's similar to this. I originally was going to make them into one bag, like a double-sided 2 cross-stitch bag situation, but I'm considering just making them 2 separate bags. So I haven't decided yet, but this is what mine looks like. It's all the called for DMCs with 32 count, picture this, plus Mercedes Lugana. So I'm really happy with this color. 32 count Lugana from Picture This Plus is not my favorite, so it wasn't the most enjoyable to stitch on. But having my friends help me out definitely motivated me enough to finish it, and honestly I'm still gonna stitch the companion piece of this on the same fabric, so I can't really complain that much, but I don't have any plans to start that soon. That was my only finish for the month of August. I was doing a lot of traveling, working on a lot of different whips, so nothing else got done, but that is okay. I've got a big stack of whips here to go through and show you my progress on. So we're just gonna start at the top. They are in no particular order. First up, we've got Baldaquin Birdies by Modern Folk Embroidery, and this is the 2025 stitch along, and this is my progress so far. So I'm stitching this 1/2 on 40 count flax linen with Gentle Arts Witching Hour. I think I focused on the right side today, or since you saw this last, I think this is where majority of the progress went in. And I only picked this up like twice in August, so really not a ton of progress to show, but I did put stitches in. Last time I checked, I was 2,000 stitches behind, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was like 2,500 stitches behind my goal at this point. I'm not really that worried about it, honestly. I've kind of taken a step back from this project because I have so many other amazing projects that, you know, January me when I started this didn't know all the great things that I was going to have this year. So I'm not too concerned about possibly not finishing this on time. But we'll see what happens with the rest of the year. Sorry for interjecting in the middle of the whips, but I never heard back from my giveaway winner that I announced in my August video for my Takin Inventory pattern and silk giveaway. So I want to pull another winner and make sure someone else has a chance to win. I was really excited to do a giveaway, and I was so sad that I never heard back, but it's okay. I have picked a new winner and their username will be up on the screen here. So just like last time, congratulations. Please send me an email with your address so that I can ship the flosses to you, and then I will have Cam send you the PDF of Takin Inventory directly to that email address. Okay, the next project I have to show you is Jacque's View, and I do have a cover photo for this. It's an old leaflet that I got secondhand at the local Creative Reuse. The glare is intense today. And this project I started earlier this year or 2 years ago, I don't even know. But I'm attempting this full coverage a little bit different than normal. I'm actually starting with those 2 doors on the side, and I got them both completely done. So it looks pretty trippy right now, honestly, just with the 2 doors. I'm like, can I just leave it like this and put a picture in the middle and call it a day? But anyway, this is what my progress is looking like so far. I have officially hit the 37% mark, so that is pretty cool. And next up, I think I'm actually going to tackle the floor down here and start putting in the cat, because the cat in this project reminds me of my cat Sybil. That's kind of why I picked the project to begin with. And I really want to get the cat in next, I think, and then I'll work on the middle section here. But yeah, 37%. There's about 6,000 stitches left to go, and I stitched most of this in hand. So that's been making it go by really, really quick. This is just an easy grid 28 count aida. No, easy grid 14 count aida with the called for DMCs. There's about a million colors called for. But I was able to put like 6 of them away, so that's great. Now there's only a million minus 6 left to color complete. So that is Jacque's view. I don't have plans to pull this out again anytime soon, but we'll see if it calls to me before the year is up. The next project I have is Love Gains by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is a piece that I adopted from Megan, the Seattle stitcher. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Before I show you the project, I do want to give a shout out for my bag. This is another Sprouting Lupine pattern called Love Bugs Sampler, and I'm obsessed with it, and it just needs more hype because I think it came out really, really good. So, purple bag for a purple project. I am stitching this 1/2 on 36 count oyster shell, which is a fox and rabbit color. And I'm stitching this with a Dinky dyes, the color Mystic Pools. And I did reach-heart the quote in the middle. So I'll zoom in a second for you. But basically, I worked across the top, and then I started going down the side because I wanted to find the bottom and cut the fabric. And you might be saying, Rachel, why does it just say worms? And to that I would say, this is my worm sampler. I started to do the words, and then I was like, no, I actually don't want to do these anymore. So I just kept doing the Quakers. And basically, the quote that I chose is from Everywhere Everything by Noah Kahan. It's one of my fiance and I's favorite songs. We listened to a lot when we started dating, and it's just really special for us. So I'll put a picture of the quote up if you're not familiar with it. But yeah, that's why it says worms right now. But someday it'll have the whole lyric in there. But yeah, this is Love Gains. I'm really, really happy with how it's coming out. This has been really enjoyable to stitch on. The Dinky dyes has great coverage. Here's like a close-up of the colors. Absolutely stunning. I think 1/2 36 count Dinky dyes might be one of my favorite ways to stitch. It's just easy. I've been stitching this in hand a lot. Honestly, I've just been stitching in hand a lot this summer, period. I've just been really enjoying that. And it makes it go by so much quicker than stitching in a hoop. Okay, next up, I've got another bag made by me, another cross-stitch project bag. And this is Summer's Day by JedXStitch. This was from the Midsummer Stitch event hosted by Lindy Stitches. I only pulled this out twice this month. I got about 1,000 stitches in since you last saw it, but it is super fun, super cute, and very summery. So I'm stitching this with the called for floss on the called for fabric, which is Dolomite by Fiber on a Whim. I'm stitching it 1/2 on 40 count, and I am happy with how it's coming out. Honestly, this fabric has been kind of hard to stitch on. For some reason, when I look at this, all of the linen threads blend in together. Like, I don't know what it is. It's such a light fabric, you think it would be easy, but I just have a horrible time trying to stitch on this sometimes. So maybe I just need better lighting for this particular color. But yeah, this project is at 39%, and it's probably gonna go away for a while. Probably won't see it till the warm weather comes back, because I'm ready for fall stitching. But there is a chance I pull it out on a gloomy day if I'm like craving warm weather. But I have a feeling that isn't gonna happen. Next up is Lovely Victorian Home by Dimensions. This is an old kit that I started, and I put a ton of work into this over the last couple of weeks. I felt like I really needed to make some good progress on it before the summer was done because it's not one I typically pull out in the winter. And I think I did just that. So I'm stitching it with all of the kit materials, the kit fabric, which is just like a 14 count Aida, all the kit floss, and this is how we're looking. I got a lot done on the top section of the house and then brought down these lighter green trees. I'm really happy with this. I love seeing it in the camera. It just looks incredible. And like when I take a step back from it too, like with the back stitching and stuff, it just looks incredible. So really happy with this. Again, it's probably getting put away for a while because it's time for some fall stitching and I just have so many projects on my wish list. So now that I've gotten some good progress in, I feel better about starting some new things. And I don't have an exact stitch count for that one. I do use my iPad to stitch it. I've got like a picture of the chart in GoodNotes that I like highlight and mark off my stitches, but it's not an electronic PDF or anything, so I don't have like the statistics and stuff. All right, my final whip that I have to show you is Elizabeth Scorah, and this was a highly anticipated project by me at least. But this was my birthday start for the year. My birthday was on August 5th, and I kitted this up with all of the Gloriana silks at StitchCon. I was not peer pressured, influenced. I was influenced by my friends Bridget and Cam while I was there because they were both buying the silk pack, and I was like, yep, buying that. That is my birthday start for the year. So I started it Tuesday evening, and at first I was like, yeah, I'll get like 100 stitches in, you know, like we'll just get a little bit of progress in, call it a start. But then I didn't put it down for like a whole week, and now I'm already 20%. So here is Elizabeth Scorah. I'll give you the full width for now. So this is a 40 count One More Reproduction by BeStitchMe, and I love this fabric. It is like the best neutral fabric I've used yet. And I did a top left start, and I decided to start with the border, but I didn't want to do the border around the whole piece because I was like, that's boring. So I think I'm just going to do it in little bands, little rows. So I got the alphabet done. I started the verse, but then I started it wrong and ripped it out and haven't gone back because ripping out 1 over 1 on 40 count, not the vibe. So the border's all done, and I'm starting to work my way down the piece, and hopefully this way I'll be able to constantly check myself and make sure that everything is going to line up with a big border. This will be my first piece with a huge border that I've really done, so fingers crossed, knock on wood, that it all matches up and I don't have to fudge it too bad. I'm not too worried about it though. This project already has funky corners. I don't think any 2 corners on this are the same. Yeah, all 4 corners of this are different. Like there's one, there's one, there's one, and there's other. Literally all are different, so I don't think anyone will be able to tell if it's wrong. But I'm just really happy with this. I love how the colors are coming out. I love the dark green, and I love the font. I think it's such a fun font. So anyway, that is Elizabeth Scorah. She will not be going away because today is September 1st as I'm filming this, which means it is time for Sampler September. And the first time I heard about Sampler September, I didn't have any samplers. And now I have like 4 or 5. So I'm very excited. This will be a big focus for September, as well as Love Gains and a couple other samplers that I haven't pulled out in a while. One of them I haven't worked on ever, so that'll be fun. It's another adopted whip. But yeah, so that is my main plan. I kind of segued right from whips to plans, but that is my main plan for September, is mostly samplers, at least 1 new start, and we'll just see where the wind takes us from there. I will be participating in the Lindy Stitches Fall Harvest Moon, whatever the fall harvest themed virtual event is that she's having. I will be there. I'm taking a half day off of work so I can be home and ready and comfy. I am participated in the Tiger Lily bag tutorial class, so I'm really excited for that. I got the kit as soon as they went on sale, and it is still unopened on the craft table, which is insane. I like don't even go in the basement right now because if I go down there I'm gonna want to open it, but I want to keep it nice and together until I'm ready to either prep for the class or take the class. So that is plans for September. So let me know if you're gonna be at that event too. I'd love to chat and meet more people. I feel like I usually just sit in one room the whole time. I might be brave enough to do whip speed dating this time. It'll be like my 3rd or 4th Lindy Stitches event, and I think I'm finally ready. But don't hold me to that because I'm still slightly afraid. But before I leave you guys, I do have some haul that I want to show you. And I know haul isn't for everybody, but the first 2 pieces I think everyone is gonna like, so don't click away just yet because they are models, so they are FFO'd cross stitch. It's not just patterns and floss that I bought. The first one is, and so I should say, both of these are from Stitch Therapy, which is the new to Lexington LNS that was previously in Houston, Texas, I think. They're selling some models and just kind of refreshing what's in the store. And so I got Snow Fence. I'm not familiar with this pattern, but it's on a really pretty blue opalescent fabric, and it's got just like the cutest little snowman fence thing, and they all have little buttons and hats, and I just thought this would be a super cute vintagey decoration for Christmas. So I bought that. And then the other FFO model that I got, I love, and this is called Winter Holly, and I was really drawn to it for the framing, the green velvet mat, the gold frame, the red underneath. It is just like my Christmas style to a T. It'll look really nice on my gallery wall. And again, I'm not super, sorry about the glare, it's so bright today. I'm not super familiar with this chart, but it's got a lot of specialty stitches and metallic thread. It looks like it is on an, it looks like it's on an even weave. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure what this is on, but it's stunning. I actually don't see any cross stitch in here. Oh no, there's a little. The leaves of the hollies are cross stitch, and then the rest of it is all like satin stitches and back stitching, and I don't even know. It's, I think some eyelets maybe. All kinds of stuff in here, but it's absolutely stunning. So that is Winter Holly. This will be going on the gallery wall for Christmas, and then this will be going somewhere, not too sure. Honestly, I might just leave this up all year. It's so pretty and it matches my gallery wall perfectly. So really anytime I see a green mat, I'm probably gonna buy it because that's my favorite color. So, okay, I do have a couple other pieces of haul. I was up in Cincinnati for a short period of time in August, so I got to stop by their local creative reuse called Scrap It Up, I think is what it's called. And I found a few things. So staying on theme for Christmas, I got these 2 little Christmas tree buttons. So excited to have those in stash and just find a use for them someday. Then I got a huge piece of fabric. I haven't measured it, but I think it's a 28 count Lugana. It's gotta be 28 or 32. But it's dark green, and it is massive. I'm not even gonna unfold the whole thing, but there is a lot of fabric in here. So I bought this big piece. I haven't measured it yet, but I'm hoping it'll definitely fit 1 Modern Folk embroidery, hopefully 2. And the 2 I'm thinking of are Fancy and ABC and, oh crap, Wings of the Dove. They are both, the model stitches of both of those are on like a sage green fabric with white stitching, and I am obsessed with them. I love them both. I'd love to have them both hanging together someday, but they are both 80,000 stitches, so we'll see what happens. But this fabric will almost definitely be used to stitch at least one of those. So I'm really excited to have this in stash. And there is another like little piece that was folded up in this that I could use for something else as well. So excited to have dark green fabric in stash. And then I bought 2 kits. And so I didn't really go in there with a plan. I was just gonna see what they had cross stitch wise. And I ended up finding this Sajou French sampler kit, which is stunning. And it did have linen and floss. So it came with a gray linen. Again, I haven't measured this, but it looks to be 28-ish count. And then it came with 3 spools of this variegated cotton floss. It's all rolled up on itself, but I'll try to get their colors for you. And so I was like, this is so fun. How can I not get this? So really excited. This is a French floss. I don't know. It says it's 5 grams of cotton. So whatever that means, it's single ply. So I'm excited. I might change the fabric and just put this in stash because I don't know, I feel like this is already single-stranded. Rather than having to line up the colors and stuff, it'd be easier to just stitch it right off the spools, but we will see. I honestly haven't even opened up the pattern to see the dimensions or anything. Oh, I guess it says on the back. Says 178 by 276. So we'll see. Again, haven't done the math, but really excited to have this French kit. I feel like I've heard people talk about Sajou before, but I don't remember any of the lore surrounding it, if there is any. But then the other thing that caught my eye was this Victorian Memories Chase lounge chair. Chase, don't make fun of me. But it's this kit to literally make a mini lounge chair, and I was like, how cute would that be in a sewing room or a craft room? It's by the Cat's Whiskers Design Studio, and this appears to be Australian because it's .au. And at first I was like, that's cute, that's fun, and I was gonna put it back. But then I saw it's kitted up with Dinky dies, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll buy it. So it's got all the Dinky dies and then a pink, like a very soft pink, again, like 28 count linen. And I was like, well, if you're gonna give me literally everything I need. And then it's also got like cardboard and templates in this booklet to cut out all the pieces and actually assemble the chair. So really excited for this someday. And there's a little pocket that goes on the back too, so you can like put a little card or scissors or something in there. So I'm excited about this. I think it'll be super cute and a fun little project to do someday. That would be a good like winter break project possibly, when we inevitably get 4 days of work being closed for snow and ice and stuff here in Kentucky. That is all of my cross stitch related updates for you guys today. I do have one other craft though that I got up to this past month, and that is knitting. I pulled my knitting back out for the first time in a year. If you were watching my channel last fall, you might remember that I stitched a pair of dark green socks. I was influenced by all my girlfriends who love to knit, and I knit a pair of socks. And then I started a pair of hot pink socks, quickly gave up, and didn't touch knitting again for a year. But I have been itching to get back into knitting. I've been seeing a lot of knitting content, especially as the weather cools down and we all prepare for cozy fall. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll try again. So I ripped out the pink sock that I had started last fall, because where I stopped, I was on 9-inch circulars and I was attempting to do the heel flap with the 9-inch circulars, and that was just not going well. So I ripped it out, restarted, and this is my restarted sock on my magic loop. It's not the best, but also I am a super beginner knitter, so I have to remember not to be too hard on myself. But this is my progress. So I've got almost 50 rows done of my leg, and so I've got about 10 more rows to go, and then I'll start constructing it and it'll look more like a sock and less like a leg warmer. The yarn I'm using is a Malabrigo in the color Fuchsia 093, and I'm just using size 1 circular needles with the magic loop and hoping for the best. So we'll see how long knitting sticks around this year. I have a feeling it's going to continue to be a pretty seasonal hobby for me, but I would like to attempt a Musselburgh hat this year. And I also downloaded the Coziest Memories blanket that Elizabeth from Frizzy Lizzy Stitches has been talking about and working on. So I downloaded both of those, and we'll see what I get done before it gets warm and I don't want to knit anymore. That is officially everything that I had to share with you guys today, all of my crafty updates and haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you saw a pattern you liked. Let me know if you're going to be at the next Lindy Stitches virtual retreat, and I will see you guys in my next video.